As you mentioned earlier on, like the wave clear is just disgusting. And now they're thinking about the rel here, which will provide quite a lot of engage and reliable one at that. But they are going to switch over to Rakan. A little bit more mobile on the pick.
I like the Rakan here. Can also be good into the Gwen front line if you could try to pick her off first. But you're playing Lethality Varus in this draft. Clear has such a huge responsibility in this game. He's the only one who has a strong direct counter pick to what his opponents have put together here.
Disclaimer of like, well, you have to look at the other side, right? And in terms of who won, I would agree. Because also this draft here for Gen.G is very Gen.G. I think there's a lot of comfort for them, and they should be able to play it really easily. It's also the Jarvan that Canyon stole 2 objectives with a flag with in game number 1. As we are ready, guys, on top of the rift to begin our grand finals. They're doing it, Wolf.
They did. They did do the fan chants.
The colder it gets, and he's going to show BNK and Diablo what it's like to feel that, really highlighting their lack of experience. But here comes the Jarvan. And now we got Diablo in a lot of trouble, and the flash forward from Canyon picks up the first blood just like that.
They were prepared for this possibility. They had the ward. Kellen misses the knockup. And the flash comes through from Canyon. We're going to look to scrap for it, though, Gen.G. We'll see if the Weaver's Wall can be placed here to deny.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can come in here as Kellen going to try to engage. Canyon trying to get into the pit, and he will. It will come down to just a flip, and it goes to Canyon on top of the kill on a Raptor, and Diablo nowhere to go. He is going to flash the wall and immediately die. And Gen.G is already rolling BNK in this first game. So we do see Kellen flash away just to eventually die to Ruler, who picks up the kill, and it's already almost 2,000 gold and the Dragon to Gen.G. And Canyon has made his presence felt already.
I think the frustrating thing for BNK and partially why they decided to commit there, speaking of commitment.
Oh, we got a Pantheon coming on in as that is going to be Tempered Fate used, but Duro, there is nowhere for him to go, and he doesn't even flash, accepts his death.
So that's a big temper chase. They want to catch him, but he's Jarvan. He's like, I'm out of here. I got flash up, by the way.
Late too. I mean, like Diablo's going mid, but he's not. He's not going to be here on time. Nice smite here from Raptor, but yeah, at least they are trying to deny. As yeah, he just takes the 2, and now Gen.G have 2 of the grubs. Raptor, no Meganar though, so maybe going to wait for that. No, just going to hop on forward and look to bait him into this fight as the needles will come out. Flash forward from Raptor, just trying to burst him down, and the shield comes up right at the perfect time. Clear secures the kill.
Nikeen, I think, did not react right away when he saw in time.
I think
doesn't look likely.
Yeah, a little bit too late. And they have Bard as well, so they just, yeah. They just all do that. Magical Journey over the wall, and it's a free one. On the other side,
the Snar becomes a lot more difficult to deal with because of the global presence there, but they can match that to a certain extent with Rise. Too early on the setup, and Gen.G just play it out patiently, and now the tables have turned completely. Clear's teleport is coming back.
Bit of a stun here on a Duro, trying to, okay, that was kind of strange, but Vikla does dodge it, and now Duro in a really weird spot, just gonna go down, and Vikla essentially outplays it.
They put a dent in it, and they grab the Herald essentially for free. There's a lot of momentum back into the hands here of BNK.
Do see a bit of an all-in here from Keen as the needles going on in, wants to get that snip, and eventually does a nice amount of damage, but Rift Herald still goes over.
Canyon's here because they know that the Herald's being done. They know that Raptor isn't here, but he's coming over relatively quickly. Does have his ultimate, so I think committing here could be a bit of an...
And their comp right now, quite strong, especially with the Fed Gnar that comes over with the Mega Gnar. Goes down to 1, kind of funny there, but they do...
I'm going to get this turret, it looks like, here. They do have to expend the Rift Herald for it, so pretty expensive, but in terms of gold...
Yeah, they absolutely do. And you see that this game has, I was going to say slowed down, but now Vikla in a lot of trouble. Just getting run at, sprinted at by Tovi. Raptor doing a number here to Duro, and now the rest of the team has shown up. So a couple of kills going each way. Looks like Tovi and Diablo picking up 1 apiece. And now we got Diablo in a bit of trouble. He is going to have to flash out of this one. Gets over the wall, and now the Pantheon's coming in. Canyon get low, gets taken out. Diablo steps up and immediately dies. Double kill comes in for Ruler, who is just shredding them apart. Clear alone now as the damage too much from the Gen.G composition. Clear, and he's probably going to get away from this one, but it's still a good fight for Gen.G.
seems so much like this game has felt like BNK are trying to say, our hands diff will beat the stat check, but Gen.G are giving him a bit of a reality check, and this one is clear. Is trying to defend this turret. It is ramping up.
And take a look at the score lines here for Gen.G. We're not going to have time for that, though, as the Dragon getting low. Raptor in a lot of trouble. Going to have to put up the shield and evacuate the pit, as that Infernal Drake does go over to Gen.G. Not much hope here for BNK. They're like, oh, maybe we can take a fight with Meganar. Nope, Gen.G are already out.
This is, it really felt like for a while, maybe BNK could prove that mechanically with the hands, right? That there was some
Bigla can do into the Rise, except clear the waves himself.
I mean, just look at the mini-map outside of where clear is.
Trying to make a play here onto the Gwen. You see the stun, the wallop does come down. Raptor is here. It's a bunch of damage into Keen already, but the needles are coming out. He has to flash away.
Baron, it's Baron.
Yeah.
Gen.G.
They're trying to dive Keen here, but this is a distraction from the real win, as look at this Baron. And it's already down to 7,000. They have insane amounts of damage with the Sivir and the Rise.
Just cannot do anything here. Diablo's already opted out. He's just pushing mid. The Baron goes over. And this felt so obvious. The Rise has topside control. The mid prio is there for the Sivir. And so BNK just said, well, there's only one play we can make. We can try to further our lead, the one lead. But I think that alone is not going to be enough here.
Yeah, it's absolutely not going to be. I mean, we have 3 items already on the Sivir with the Flicker Blades. That's a knockback on a Canyon who has been so tanky and so survivable. They finally take him out in this scenario. As now the McHale's comes in on a Raptor. Tons of damage comes out from Chovy. And the disengage cone does get them to safety.
And the Nara is pushing with teleport.
Walls coming down. I mean, trying to catch Ruler here, but it's a Sivir. I mean, this is not going to work, as they're desperately trying to get the picks going, and now we got a TP coming in. But they are moving forward. The knockback this time on a Ruler is big, and Raptor's tanking in the front line. But it's really just a kiting battle, and Clear is pretty gigantic on this Gnar. He wants to push forward, and he is on the hunt. Look at this guy, little mini Gnar, just sprinting at them, but he's kind of alone, taking a bunch of damage from Ruler now. As Chovy on the chase, flashes forward, gets the kill on a Bigla, and now Clear in the backline can't do enough by himself, gets the Gnar.
Raptor's ult's coming up,
and that's about it. And Diablo and Kellen on the backside here, just being hounded down by Chovy, who is getting free money. The double kill comes in, and Gen.G get a massive fight.
And Chovy, with this flash play in this fight, the Gnar play, they don't sit him in sides. They know that if they just let Gen.G play through this Baron, they are just, or rather Clear chases the right side as really the backbreaker. Flashes in, gets the root onto Bigla, has the arm guard. He's had it for a while this game, but hasn't had any reason to use it. And it gets insane value here. The Nars eventually kited down, and that's the end of this story.
For me, it's the Q flash extension from Chovy. That's insane. They're trying to get the charm on Aquí, but look at Diablo. He's just dead. He's already dead. They had to try to fight for the Infernal, and this is what it looks like when you try. At this point in the game against Gen.G, they will massacre you. Double kill goes the way of Keen. And I think it's all done but the crying here in game number 1, Wolf. Gen.G just too far ahead. Chovy nearly legendary. Not a single death on this guy. And 5-0 and 6 for Ruler as they push to try to end game 1.
Maybe the Gwen that they gave no draft resources to got countered by the Gnar, but it just doesn't matter when you have triple threats, 2 of the 3, deathless until this very moment. They are going to do way too much damage. We were worried about the wave clear, we were worried about the scaling damage, but this game didn't even crack 30 minutes, and Gen.G taking a decisive first win in this series.
If you're a Gen.G fan and you know on paper they are the better team, this is exactly what you wanted to see in game 1. Really no punches pulled. They get the first blood, they scale up real quick, and they just outplay them at every turn. They outdraft him, in our opinions, right? It seemed pretty obvious there, and BNK were just never able to put 2 and 2 together in some of those skirmishes, some of those team fights. Gen.G just looking a lot more composed to start off this best of 5.
In some ways, the way that they played this game and how Diablo tried to play in the aggressive plays from Bigla and side lanes made it feel like BNK's time in the early lane. And with the Ambessa, into Renata and Kalista, which is relatively difficult to dive, there isn't as much agency here for Canyon in the bottom lane through that prio. Bigla, if he can get prio in the mid lane, they can play through that Nocturne post 6. I don't like the bottom 2v2 matchup. I think we will all agree on that. Diablo is going to have to show us something that we've never seen before, and Kellen will have to hit some amazing handshakes. They're going to have to dodge.
Seraphine Ash, you just lose. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel very good to me, Wolf, and it does feel like one thing is clear, not just the top laner of BNK, but that Gen.G's drafting is on point today, and I think they have done a great job. We'll see if they can make it happen once again in the gameplay as we hop into the rift for game number 2.
All right, Valdez, here we go.
Duro are expecting the gank to come in because they're pretty far up the lane. They're keeping Diablo and Kellen at arm's length as the fears should be coming down here onto Ruler, who has already flashed. He's getting low, and his first blood for Raptor in the bottom lane as Gen.G pushed up, and they got punished.
I'm not sure about that. With no Ashe here, we can get the push through. Canyon's looking for a potential steal setup.
He's going to have to just kind of walk in, and he is going for it. Really wants this early drink. It comes down, and Canyon does it again. And even ults in with level 6 and forces the flash over the wall. But Raptor still gets the kill. Gen.G get the first straight,
look for an ult play. They still want to make something of this.
Yeah, I mean, they know this is possible. Raptor's just going to run at them. And Ruler, I mean, there's really nothing he can do except barrier eventually. And now, with the paranoia coming in, he will pick up the kill on a Ruler in the bottom lane. And just like that, Raptor is 3-0 in this game.
Quintessential Raptor early game. He's just
not going to try to put his face on the line to try to steal once again. Raptor not even going to smite this one down. And it's Mountain Soul that does come in.
To feel like good about dropping this arrow, because if they kill that mid turret, this Fed Nocturne is just completely unleashed on the map. He can do whatever he wants, and Ruler will never be able to farm without assistance, will never be able to farm without help, or he would just be obliterated, especially with Bailout, you know, potentially on the cards with Kellen being nearby. It is so easy to just constantly keep him underfoot. And so this is an extremely high value hero, especially because the timing of this with the Dragon guarantees prio here. Now, they don't necessarily be able to get the whole turret here, but it is going to be a big
over the river, which is the main thing. They have the sticks in the Dragon from the Callista. Surely they can just time the smites here. The ult is not going to land. And oh no! Not like this, BNK!
My God, I don't know. My everything just flashed before my eyes watching that volley come through. Because you and I both knew, like, that 57 health is not it. It was way too early. 57's not, it's not a high number, but in terms of smites, it is high enough.
Oh, and now they want to dive. This could be, they're not going to land the arrow, but it's still a lot underneath this turret, and Clear has nowhere to run, and they're just so tanky already.
And just like that, the advantage that BNK had feels completely washed away, all gone, erased.
And now Diablo's trying to get plates here. I think he'll be okay, but you can feel the pressure from him. He wants to get as much as possible.
Gen.G take a gold lead. They take control. Yeah,
yikes.
It's okay.
And now, in live, Vikla shockwaved, and now he's going to try to flash away. Canyon says, you're not getting away from Ambessa that easily. I will collect.
For Gen.G, the Dragon is secured once again for them.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be avoiding fights. They want to fight with the strongest. Yeah,
that's going to be the face call already utilized. You do see the taunt immediately as he comes down, and Kellen has to flash out. Meanwhile, he gets charmed up by the Seraphine. Not in a very good spot. Bailout on Diablo. He immediately dies. And Raptor all alone. It's a very broken up fight for BNK, but it's 5 men strong for Gen.G. As Chovy.
It's not complete. He can't hurt a fly. This Baron is just going to go down right away, and Clear is just going to hope to trade it for a turret here with Vikla. But that fight was the last chance I was alluding to. And it slips through their fingers. They get absolutely crushed. Gen.G snatch this victory away in
up. You know, Kellen throws himself in a little bit of engage Renata, right? Everybody piles on with essentially 5 melee, it feels like. But if you're getting engaged on and Kellen's throwing himself into a Galio just to get taunted, and Diablo's left all alone, you're not winning a single fight. And especially not when you're this far behind. As now Vikla just runs into them. And Gen.G say, thank you very much. We will pass go and collect 370 as we do have the taunt coming coming down the charm there on a Diablo as he's just running away, and Gen.G are just styling on them now. Aru comes down on a clear as he's free food as well. And he's looking a lot like solo queue. And BNK are just getting rolled now, 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's just 7,000 gold lead now. This turret is just dead. And Gen.G can go ahead and grab Soul Point. They seem only vaguely interested in that, as they'll send Canyon over alone.
They're like, I guess
sure. An inhibitor is pretty appealing. With Diablo nearby and 4 seconds on Vikla, they might not be able to get that whole inhibitor, but they're so ahead. I think they could have gone for the try. Instead, they'll send Chovy over here. They'll take out an additional turret. And 7,000 turns to nearly 9,000 gold, the advantage.
Yeah.
Soul Point in pocket. Just keep going in.
Yeah.
And
Everybody
one
full
hostile
health.
takeover is just, it's like the only thing you have. It's feeble in comparison.
Yeah.
It's like putting your hand up against a
all right, they're going to try for it, Wolf, as I don't think I saw a shockwave. There it is, and he's just going to flash it. And now in goes Canyon. He says, jump, I will take the kill. And picks up 2, picks up 3. And that's the one thing about BNK. They will never back down from a fight, even if they're 10,000 gold behind. But sometimes it just looks like this, and it's not very fun for them. Gen.G, though, having a ball, just running them down. Vikla going to flash away. And maybe for now he will survive. But the game is over. The game was over. It felt like 10 minutes ago.
The good news is his Rod of Age is completed. Oh. That's the only good news, Valdez.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of clear, and it looks like the end of game 2 going heavily in favor of Gen.G, just like that. You gave them an inch, one failed play, and Gen.G said, thank you very much. We will take the game from here, 2-0 for Gen.G, as they are looking like the strong favorites to take this LCK Cup.
They were the massive favorites before the night began, but now it is a hard mental gymnastics set that you're going to have to go through if you are going to believe the reverse sweep could come through. It's not impossible. We've seen crazier things in LCK. We've seen crazier things in LCK finals. In LCK Cup, last time Gen.G was here, it went to 5, and they lost to Hanwha Life ultimately. But this looks like a completely different series. We're not going toe-to-toe with each other. These players fight not lifting a world's title here on the side of Gen.G, with the exception of Ruler and Canyon. This orgasm lifted.
I think it's happening. Come on. No. Aatrox.
I still think this is quite fun as well. I think that I will enjoy this personally quite a bit. Okay, so you have 2 compositions that are trying to do very different things. There's an insane amount of engage on the side of Gen.G and so much follow-up damage. The Yunara and the Annie will do crazy amounts of damage to do that burst damage. But he has to avoid all of his engage. He has to avoid the Wukong. He has to avoid Tibbers and the flanking Nico. But if he can do all that, then he can bring us to 4.
It's a lot of pressure, but we know that he is capable. I just worry because it feels like Gen.G, the way they have won the first couple of games, and with a comp like this is the comfort zone for them. And we are ready. Let's hop into the rift for game number 3.
Minions have spawned.
On this Wukong, difficult to challenge, but I mean, I've said it. Canyon, I don't know about this. I've said, Canyon, I don't know about this. Someone
No, not again! He does it again!
This cannot keep happening!
And Raptor's like already backing off. He's like, I have to respect this. Oh yeah, it's just a done deal. I know he's gonna steal it.
Breaking their backs as Raptor is gonna come over here. And speaking of Canyon,
he's pretty deep in the jungle. I mean, this is a Mundo, so maybe he does get to go wherever he wants, but eventually probably gonna have to flash this wall, and there he goes. That's the flash away from them. Vikla able to get the Tibbers out of Chovy, as he was taking an aggressive trade at the same time.
Yeah, has no Emperor's Divide though, and it looks like this is just going to be...
And now it's Ruler's turn to dash forward.
Down now,
Yeah.
almost close flash.
Vikla, okay. He is gonna get stunned up, and Tibbers does follow here. And now we got Canyon just in there, a little bit of a jump scare from the jungle, gets the flash out of Vikla.
Hard to say who
have to farm that one up again because he's got flash, and this is really where Well, okay, there's the stun as the divide does come through, though. Canyon gets pushed away. Very nice response here from Vikla. And now Raptor on the chase. No flash here for Toby. Can't get away from the Mundo. But Canyon goes back in on a Vikla, who's desperate to try to get the kill and just dies. First blood to Toby as it gets messy, and Gen.G wins,
for the
though.
contest. And that should be enough to push them off. Speaking of TP, Keen will match.
Yeah. Everybody's getting in here for the party. And Raptors still holding on to that shield. There it goes. Canyon still on this one. And look at Toby. He's got the angle. And look at Kellen. Where did he go? As the item completed. At least Raptors able to get the Rift Trail, but not the Eye just yet. Vikla having a rough time. And they're just wailing on Clear here, who is going to pick up the Eye and just decide to go down for it. And Duro will be totally fine. But that's a couple extra kills for Gen.G. And yeah, you got the Eye, but not worth in my book.
They get Keen. I don't think so. Jovi's still here.
Yeah, and he's burst not great into those big beefy tanks, but Chovy with flash and insane burst damage, he doesn't have to target the tanks. Target literally anyone else, and you're gonna one-shot them. Or you can just target Raptor too. I guess that works out. You don't necessarily need the kill, as long as the jungler's nowhere near, and you're still gonna pick up the Drake.
Starting to feel like B and K just don't have anything in this, you know, as Clear is just gonna ult in and...
These are the two tanks, and now Diablo's like, well, I guess I'll try to do something, as is often asked of him, and now finally gonna find an angle here on a Duro. He is down. Vikla, important kill for him.
Also got the charge into the mid turret. The two small wins here. As it looks like Chovy is gonna be completely fine. I don't know if completely fine really describes it. Is actually gonna be completely happy with getting half of Vikla's health bar.
Yeah, this is the versus Annie experience. It's not a good every fight we've seen after we saw Imperial Mandate and the Storm Razor come out has just been somebody on BNK dying before Diablo can even get there, or basically dying. This time, though, we are going to have a big calling it to Ruler. And look at the extension as well, as once again, the Tidal Wave does come out, but Duro fast enough to run away from this one.
A lot of health on Ruler, almost got a clone, but again, not enough. I don't want to say it's grasping at straws. It was a good play. They saw the split. They knew that, you know, Duro was a little bit out of position there. Couldn't really peel for Ruler, but turning it into a big
Ruler? You gotta be so careful. I don't think you get to stand there.
No.
Especially without Nico, even with Nico.
It's a kind of notorious location for Ruler to stand.
Oh, engage potential here onto Diablo, as they're just going to go in on a Kellen, and there's the follow-up from Duro, gets the knock up into the roots, and Keen is on the hunt, and one auto and one Q is enough, even gets the couple of them, Raptor and Vikla afterwards, and he is not done with this fight himself. He's going to fight Vikla, who gets rooted up and taken down, and Raptor and Clear, the two tanks, just left twiddling their thumbs.
And there was a reason why Ruler wanted to stay. We saw it on full display. The collapse was real, the engage was solid, and Diablo and Kellen are dead, and Diablo's down a flash as Chovy is just gonna walk it off!
Oh no. Now he's just having fun.
You know when you add insult to injury, but then there's one more step, what do we add to that? I don't know, it looks like about a third of Clear's health bar.
Ingrained trauma. I don't know.
Yeah, that may be what it is. I don't want to call this series a choke for B&K.
Until they're absolutely just 100% out of it, you know? And that's the Gen.G effect. For one reason or another, that's what they will make you feel. And now down 4,000 gold.
Keen's going to get the bottom turret.
Yeah.
It'll be their third of the game.
So maybe down 5,000 gold. Well, not quite, but still. We do have this Infernal Drake coming up here in 10 seconds, and getting that turret
I think they're just
going to make it
even
easier.
Trade a turret for Dragon, but I'm also looking for another turret.
Yeah.
As in the mid lane, the fearsome Lucian draft, not really holding a candle.
I mean, Jovi's like, cool story, bro. I can still one-shot you. Diablo, no! Not like this! I was just saying that he can just one-shot you.
And he does!
He's like Annie with flash!
It's exactly as you say it. And Diablo's so known to try to bait these types of exchanges, so known to try to set these traps to you know, dangle himself out there and say, I'm going to outplay this. But he didn't have flash and Chovy did.
And now Raptor is he's gonna have to flash there.
Don't try to outplay one of the lowest skill ceiling champs on the highest skill ceiling players. With the lead he has, well, you're going to find... You and I both know Chovy hits that.
Yeah.
And I think Diablo likely knew as well, but...
yeah, it looks silly, and at the same time, I think Diablo knows...
Because he just cannot get close to hit them.
Hey, he pressed calling a couple of times, so maybe, you know, the number will look good. Not that it matters. For the actual outcome of the game, Clear taking up quite a lot, and they saw Canyon over here as well. The bubble going to miss. Clear has to go in and then flash out, and now that's one of their tanks just kind of gone.
Diablo is like, I want to hit them, but it's so risky. There's so many things that can just rip my health bar to 0. He's just trying. He's like trying to hit Keen, and Keen's like, I'm not even going to be in range, by the way.
Yeah.
Now the wraparound is complete. Let's see if you can fight your way on this one.
Okay, that is one way to just die. Flash into the Nico out.
Did he think he was going to flash past it when Duro flashed towards him? Or maybe he thought getting closer to him would allow him to kill him fast. I don't know, Valdez.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a grand finals.
But that did happen, yeah. This is indeed a grand finals. It's
Kellen
still LCK, and it's still Gen.G.
I suppose that's good. Plus 15
Is it?
gold.
Yeah, well, King gonna enjoy another kill. And, you know, one of the big hopes
Also being gone gives them a little bit of extra space. Gen.G just have so much power, though, right now. TP here from Keen is an interesting angle. They're looking to give for Baron, almost, it looks like, at this moment in time.
I mean, I suppose they could. They don't necessarily have to. Duro, awkward spot for him. The root is there. And Ruler's just kind of running at them. There is Canyon going on in, finding the front line. Diablo the first to go, Kellen the second. And I think the wallets are just too heavy. The root comes in, and down goes Vikla. And this is looking like an ace to the side of Gen.G. The tanks, if they're alone, can do nothing. And at least Raptor rather, is going to be able to flash his way to safety. But this game can't flash away to safety for BNK. It's looking like a 3-0 tonight here, Wolf.
It does look that way. And what a tragic loss for BNK. But perhaps now they understand how D+ felt yesterday.
Yeah.
At their mercy.
How cold it gets at the top.
I'm in awe of Gen.G.
We even had some predictions for BNK just because the hype was real. You know, the waters were feeling like BNK, they're looking so strong in that 3-0 against DK, but this is just another level.
We've really created quite large tier gaps between our 1, 2, and 3 in this tournament, haven't we?
Yeah, we definitely have. And Chovy says, you know what? Sion's good enough. I'll just press my buttons onto him. Don't have to overthink it here. Although Clear, I mean, he's pretty tanky, and he's only half his health down, and Vikla's getting free money in bot.
Also has TP. This could be one step for BNK to give them one miracle fight. They'll need so many. Where's that TP, Vikla? They need you. They need your input divide. He wants that turret first, but there's a limited amount of time. Gets the bounty. He's backing first. They're just trying to slow this down.
Yeah, maybe hoping that Gen.G are going to peel off of it, but it doesn't seem likely, as now we get the TP and Diablo goes in, and that's the damage that they just push him away, and immediately just pops like a balloon to the Unara. And you see Vikla as well trying to survive on the right side. He's going to get rooted up, and that'll be the end of him. The quadra kill for Ruler. He is screaming for the Penta, and you know they're going to give it to him. Penta kill for Ruler in the LCK Cup Grand Finals.
A Penta in the finals, and I guess Vikla got his Shadow Flame. You know, he put it together. He wasn't going to come to that fight early. He said, I'm getting this turn, I'm going to get Shadow Flame, I'll be right there. But the rest of his team was dead upon arrival. And the Diablo Lucian this time is 0 and 5. And Gen.G dominate, crush this fight like they crushed all tournament long. BNK took one game off of them. That's the only scratch they had all tournament long. But on the second time of asking, they dropped 0.
Gen.G are a different beast. And BNK, they came up here and they found out immediately what it's like to play against Gen.G on this stage. And the tier list of LCK Cup remains with Gen.G up there at least. And nobody was really able to scratch them. DK got one game. B&K got one game in their last best of 5. And that was it. They only dropped 2 games this entire LCK Cup. And there it is, your 2026 LCK Cup champion, Gen.G Esports. They are the best team currently in the LCK, and nobody comes close.
And despite that lack of world championship here for Chovy, still you cannot deny that he and this squad